Today, we're here to present our research and this theme of different expectations regarding Black forgiveness. We began looking at this theme when we were reading news articles. One that stood out to us was in 2015, Dylann Roof shot and killed 9 members of a predominantly Black church in South Carolina. They forgave Roof, but the media's extensive coverage of this sparked this discussion of expectations of Black forgiveness. Previous research has discussed the societal consequences of forgiveness for racism within the United States. It suggests a cultural and normative expectancy of immediate Black forgiveness in response to racism. Because the action of forgiveness occurred, then we no longer need to address it or prevent future racism. This expectation concerning Black forgiveness and its possible consequences could be said to perpetuate implicit biases. This forgiveness expectation has primarily been explored through analysis, but not through experimentation. With this in mind, the purpose of the present research is to empirically test this expected Black forgiveness. Moving on, participants completed an online study, and our sample consisted of 219 undergraduate participants that were predominantly white and female. We used a 2x2 between subjects design that contained 4 conditions. The participants read a hypothetical news stories that contained a violent and racist event targeted at a victim that was either white or Black. In response to this, the victim either publicly forgave or did not forgive. Furthermore, our dependent variables included tendency to forgive, which assessed individual differences in the tendency to forgive one's offense across situations and relationships. One example is, I believe that the forgiveness is a moral virtue. Our second dependent variable was positive emotional reactions to the news articles. An example is admirable, and negative emotional reactions to the news articles, which is hostile. We were also interested in gaining some qualitative insight from the participants' responses about what they would do if they were the victim in this news story. Some of the themes we saw included forgiveness, did not forgive, justice, negative attitudes, no comment, privacy, and religiosity.
As for our results, we found that participants viewed forgiveness stories significantly more positively, and stories where the victim did not forgive significantly more negatively, both regardless of race. Furthermore, we found that participants' tendency to forgive was significantly higher when the participants read a story of a Black victim forgiving versus a Black victim who did not forgive. So when investigating what participants would do if they were in the position of the victim, the most frequent response was forgive the transgressor, with not forgive and justice following closely behind. Responses concerning things like no comment, privacy, and religiosity were the most infrequent. So a notable limitation concerning our study was our use of a predominantly white and female student sample. This could affect the generalizability of our results, considering that males and other racial groups were underrepresented. However, our results do still contain interesting findings and implications concerning Black forgiveness. Since participants experience significantly more positive emotions when exposed to a forgiveness story, it could be said that forgiveness elicits positive emotions. Possible further support of this could be the fact that participants answered most frequently that they would forgive their transgressor when asked if they were in the same situation as the victim. Furthermore, since the reported tendency to forgive increased significantly when the Black victim forgave versus the Black victim did not forgive, it could provide some potential support for the idea that Black forgiveness is perceived as an idealized behavior. They provide some preliminary support to the original hypothesis that participants may view Black forgiveness as more positively, and they could view it as an exemplar behavior for other people. However, it's important to keep in mind that this study serves as evidence of a concept study, and that future directions could investigate the consequences of these positive perceptions of Black forgiveness. For example, these narratives could be detrimental to Black expression of their emotions. Specifically, Black people could feel socially pressured to forgive following a racial transgression because it's the right thing to do in the moment. So possible further studies could research the effects of these views on society. Thank you for listening to our research. We will be answering questions should you have